One of the accused in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial says his then-girlfriend Kelly Khumalo allegedly offered to kill him. This week, the court heard of an alleged assassination plot on the soccer star's life contained in confessions by accused number 1 and 2.
Early morning silence shattered when SAPS officers swarmed Kelly Khumalo's home with forensic teams and cameras trailing behind. They searched every room, every device, every hidden corner, like they already knew exactly what they were looking for. And what they found inside those encrypted files could flip the entire story South Africa thought it knew. If a raid this intense has only just begun, what truth is about to come out next? Why SAPS targeted Kelly at this exact moment?
Was around the warrant of arrest issued for Kelly Khumalo and why that application for the warrant has not yet been authorized. The investigating officer says she doesn't have an answer to that question. And then the other question is around the fact that there's evidence before court.
People were stunned when SAPS suddenly showed up at Kelly Khumalo's home. For years, her name has floated around investigations and public conversations, but nothing ever turned into major action. Then out of nowhere, officers arrive with a tightly organized operation. It raises one big question. What changed? This timing isn't random. Law enforcement doesn't mobilize a full raid unless something significant pushes them forward. Sources suggest investigators recently uncovered fresh leads that pointed them directly to Kelly's home. These weren't old suspicions recycled from the past. They were newly discovered pieces of information that SAPS believed could be backed up with real evidence. That's why the raid happened without warning. Authorities wanted to strike before anything could disappear or be destroyed. The timing tells us the investigation is moving into a more serious phase. It signals that what seemed like a dormant case may have just been in the background, waiting for the right trigger. Whatever SAPS discovered behind the scenes must have convinced them that digging deeper could finally reveal critical information that has remained hidden for years. The surprise factor was intentional. The urgency suggests they believe there is more to the story than the public knows, and they are acting to uncover it before the trail goes cold again. This wasn't a quick search. It was a full forensic operation. Anyone who witnessed the raid or saw the aftermath could immediately tell that this wasn't a simple look around and leave type of search. SAPS arrived fully prepared, not with just a few officers and a checklist, but with a team equipped for deep forensic investigation. That alone tells you everything. They came expecting to find digital evidence, hidden files, and possibly secret details tucked away in devices and private spaces that only experts know how to retrieve. Forensic specialists were seen entering Kelly's property, and that is a major sign of seriousness. These experts don't join operations unless there is a high probability of recovering crucial data. They scan through cell phones, laptops, hard drives, and even items like tablets or storage cards that may seem unimportant to the untrained eye. They also examined the house structure itself: walls, drawers, safes, and any possible hidden compartments. Searches like this take careful planning that begins weeks or months before execution. In operations of this level, every team member has a task. Some focus on technology, others on documents, while others ensure that no one tampers with or destroys evidence during the search. The coordination shows that SAPS was not guessing. They had direction. They had a plan. They had confidence that evidence worth pursuing was inside that home. What really gives depth to this raid is what SAPS reportedly found: encrypted files buried deep within Kelly's digital devices. These files weren't just locked behind a password. They were protected by encryption strong enough to require specialized decryption tools. This shows the information hidden there was never meant to be easily discovered. This kind of discovery doesn't just influence the current case, it can expand it. Encrypted files can hold voice notes, secret messages, deleted conversations, financial data, or private contacts that could connect Kelly to people investigators have been trying to understand for years. Every recovered message could unlock a new direction or expose connections that have been kept in the dark. Chaos at the scene.
Of Kelly Khumalo, as well as Kelly Khumalo herself, saying that if due diligence was being done, then they were supposed to be summoned to court and also, testify or give their side of the story.
What began as a quiet day in an upscale neighborhood suddenly turned into a full-blown media storm when SAPS officers showed up at Kelly Khumalo's home. Neighbors who were used to peaceful mornings and the occasional hum of city life couldn't believe their eyes. Police vehicles lined the street, officers filled the driveway, and forensic experts carried equipment inside like they were entering a high-security crime scene. The calm lifestyle everyone expected from a celebrity community vanished the moment SAPS stepped through her gates. Journalists wasted no time getting there. Within minutes, news vans, high-powered cameras, and flashing lights created chaos outside the residence. Every reporter wanted the first exclusive shot, the first statement, or the first clue about what was happening. People craned their necks from balconies and sidewalks, just trying to catch a glimpse of Kelly, hoping to answer the question running through everyone's mind. Why her? Why now? Those who managed to see Kelly up close shared that she appeared composed on the surface. She greeted officers, cooperated fully, and made sure not to escalate tensions. But sources close to her said her hands trembled slightly, and her face revealed how shaken she truly was. That's the thing about moments like this. You can keep your voice steady, but your eyes always tell the truth. The longer the raid continued, the louder the atmosphere became. Drone cameras buzzed overhead. Fans started arriving to show support while others arrived simply out of curiosity. It didn't feel like a police investigation anymore. It felt like a scene from a movie, one where the lead character suddenly finds themselves fighting against a storyline bigger than they expected. Even though no arrests were made at the scene, the intensity of the raid sent a strong message. Investigators weren't there to browse casually. They were searching with intention, and everyone watching knew that whatever was inside that house just became part of something much bigger. The court of public opinion reacts.
Evidence which was led before this court regarding the warrant of arrest that was issued against Ms. Kelly Khumalo.
As soon as photos and videos of the raid hit social media, the entire country exploded into conversation. In today's world, public judgment arrives faster than official investigations, and Kelly Khumalo instantly became the #1 trending topic across platforms. Some users rallied behind her, saying the raid was unfair and a form of harassment. Others claimed this was long overdue. Everyone had something to say.
Yes, I am aware, my lord, because I was briefed by Brigadier Kenyanda.
Are you aware also why that application for that warrant of arrest has not been authorized against Ms. Kelly Khumalo?
My lord, I am not aware.
Supporters jumped into defensive mode, arguing that being searched does not equal being guilty. They reminded others that Kelly has always cooperated with investigators, even when surrounded by rumors and intense scrutiny. They called for patience and fairness, telling people to wait for real evidence rather than jumping to conclusions fueled by headlines. Then there were the critics, loud, confident, and convinced something dark was finally being revealed. They pointed to past controversies that have followed Kelly throughout her career, saying this raid confirmed their suspicions all along. Old stories resurfaced. Past statements were re-examined. People began connecting dots that may or may not actually exist. That's the dangerous power of public opinion. Once someone believes a story, changing their mind becomes a challenge. Influencers, bloggers, and gossip pages added even more fire. They analyzed everything from Kelly's reaction to the officer's behavior, turning real-world legal events into social media entertainment. It didn't matter that encrypted data still needed to be examined by professionals. The public decided that their own theories were enough. As the hours passed, timelines filled with hashtags demanding answers, while others begged everyone to respect privacy. It became clear that the court of public opinion was already in full session, and Kelly was at the center of the trial, long before any judge or prosecutor stepped into the picture. The truth is, celebrities live under a spotlight that never shuts off. One unexpected moment can rewrite their entire narrative. This raid became one of those moments for Kelly Khumalo. Whether the public is right or wrong doesn't matter yet. What matters is that the eyes of millions are locked on her every move. One piece of information could turn supporters into doubters or clear her name completely. What SAPS found will shock you. When the officers entered Kelly Khumalo's home, they did not walk out with random items thrown into evidence bags. They seized exactly what they came for. Phones, laptops, tablets, external drives, and stacks of paperwork were collected and sealed for analysis. But sources close to the investigation say the biggest discovery wasn't visible to the eye at all. It was buried deep inside those digital devices. Forensic technicians uncovered encrypted files that were hidden in a way only someone with something important to protect would do. These weren't simple notes or old pictures. They were voice recordings, private messages, and other data locked behind advanced security systems. That instantly raised red flags within the investigation. If someone goes to great lengths to hide communication, you can be sure those messages matter. The information reportedly connects to a major ongoing investigation that authorities have been quietly working on for years. This is not brand new territory. Investigators have already gathered large pieces of a puzzle they haven't been able to solve. Now, these encrypted files may be exactly what they needed to bridge the gaps. What makes this so shocking is that the evidence didn't come from someone on the run or a known criminal operation. It came from the home of a beloved musician whose career has been filled with both fame and controversy. The idea that vital information might be sitting inside the devices of a public figure adds a layer of disbelief that even the public isn't fully prepared to process. Investigators are not saying exactly what the digital files contain just yet, but multiple insiders have described the contents as high interest and potentially case-shifting. That alone suggests explosive details could soon come to light. These items are now in secure forensic labs, and experts are slowly breaking through the encryption. Every decrypted message could reveal a secret that changes what South Africa thought it knew. Phones and laptops may seem like everyday objects, but in cases like this, they become the unexpected keys to unlocking truth. Encrypted messages, the real bombshell. The most explosive part of this raid is not the physical seizure of devices, it's what those devices might reveal once fully decoded. The encrypted voice notes and messages are now seen as the real bombshell in this investigation. These files could connect Kelly to individuals investigators have been monitoring quietly for a long time. Some messages may include communication with people who are already under suspicion or those who have been named in past testimonies. If these links are confirmed, they could reshape the entire case and force investigators to reopen areas previously considered dead ends. Experts say encrypted files usually exist for one reason: to hide something sensitive. Whether that sensitivity is innocent or incriminating is what police are working to uncover, but the fact that this data survived deletion and remains securely hidden suggests it was never meant to be discovered. A digital trail is often more honest than a person's words. People forget what they said months ago, but technology remembers everything. Timestamps, deleted chats, old backups. These fragments can be stitched together to expose hidden alliances, secret conversations, or planned actions that investigators have struggled to prove. Digital forensics is slow, stressful work. Specialists are working day and night to unlock the files bit by bit, knowing each decrypted message could lead to entirely new suspects. That is what makes this moment so intense. We are no longer dealing with rumors or online theories. We are dealing with evidence that might finally provide clarity. Supporters of Kelly believe the messages will prove she has nothing to hide and was only caught up in an unfortunate situation. Critics, however, are convinced these files will confirm their suspicions and expose secrets people have tried to bury for years. The truth could fall in either direction, which is why this has become the most anticipated part of the investigation. The encrypted files have the power to protect Kelly or destroy her. They could pull innocent people into the fire or expose powerful names the public never expected to see involved. The forensic battle behind closed doors. Long after the cameras stopped flashing and the police vehicles left Kelly Khumalo's home, the real work began behind closed doors. Deep inside forensic labs, a quiet battle is taking place. Specialists are working through the night, staring at encrypted code on screens that hold answers the whole country is desperate to know. These experts are trained to uncover what was meant to stay hidden. They look past deleted files, past locked folders, past digital traps designed to erase evidence. Their mission is simple, but incredibly difficult. Find the truth. Every voice note they decode could connect someone to a moment investigators have been trying to understand for years. Every message recovered could reveal a secret conversation or a new player in a story that refuses to fade. It is like fitting together a puzzle where half the pieces have been intentionally buried. You never know whether the next recovered file will be something small or something that turns the entire case upside down. Most people only see the dramatic front line: raids, arrests, and breaking news. They don't see the technicians working in silence with headphones on, scrolling through damaged databases, restoring fragments of conversations, and verifying timestamps. These professionals know that one wrong interpretation could mislead an investigation, while one correct discovery could expose a truth nobody imagined. And this case is not just about Kelly Khumalo. It stretches beyond her home and her devices. There are connections, networks, and unanswered questions that investigators believe the encrypted data might finally clarify. This is why the raid was big. SAPS isn't relying on assumptions anymore. They are chasing proof. Right now, inside those digital labs, the evidence is fighting back. Some files refuse to open. Some messages are scrambled. Some data appears only in tiny pieces that must be reassembled manually. It is slow. It is hard. But it is progress. And every hour that passes brings investigators closer to answers the public has been arguing about for years. Could this lead to new charges? The moment SAPS carried those devices out of Kelly's home, analysts across South Africa began asking one question: will this raid finally lead to new charges? And the truth is, many believe the answer could be yes. This investigation has been stuck in uncertainty for far too long, but the raid signals a major shift. Authorities don't mobilize high-level forensic operations unless they believe something big is within reach. Right now, the encrypted files and digital evidence being examined could breathe new life into elements of the case that were starting to fade. Investigators may uncover conversations or connections that reopen timelines and force them to revisit details they thought they understood already. Cold case elements are like locked doors. You need the right key to open them. SAPS clearly believes they may have just found a whole ring of keys. This operation also sends a message to everyone involved in the background narrative. The pressure is officially on. When police tighten a circle, people inside that circle feel it immediately. They change their behavior. They call lawyers. They avoid phones. They worry about who might talk next. Pressure like this causes cracks. And those cracks usually lead investigators straight to the truth. Legal experts watching the case from the outside have said that raids like this almost always come before something bigger. It might be subpoenas. It might be interviews turning into suspects. It might even be someone deciding to cooperate with authorities to protect themselves. Once digital evidence begins to reveal new directions, prosecutors gain leverage. And leverage brings people to the table very quickly. Kelly Khumalo's future in this case will depend on what that evidence proves or disproves. She may be cleared of suspicion completely, or the investigation may shift even closer toward her involvement. Right now, nobody can say for sure. What we do know is that SAPS has shown more movement in one day than the public has seen in years. Media storm and speculation. The moment videos of SAPS officers entering Kelly Khumalo's home hit the internet, the story spread faster than any official report could keep up with. Headlines were everywhere, each one more dramatic than the last. News outlets rushed to publish their version of what happened, often with incomplete information just to stay ahead of the competition. The media frenzy became a race, not for accuracy, but for attention. And when attention becomes the priority, the facts usually end up buried under speculation. Social media reacted even faster. People didn't wait for police statements or verified updates. They started building their own conclusions in real time, arguing back and forth like courtroom lawyers. Some users insisted Kelly was finally facing justice, while others shouted that the raid was unfair and driven by jealousy or hidden agendas. Tweets, memes, voice notes, and TikTok breakdowns flooded everyone's feeds. It didn't matter that the investigation was still ongoing. In the eyes of the public, the raid itself was enough to choose a side. That's where the real danger lies. Rumors spread with terrific speed online, and once a theory catches fire, it becomes nearly impossible to pull it back. A single dramatic headline can undo months of careful investigative work because witnesses get influenced, suspects get warned, and the narrative becomes polluted with lies. The more chaotic the conversation gets, the harder it becomes for people to recognize the truth when it finally arrives. Investigators are aware of this problem. When the entire country is shouting, it becomes difficult for professionals to move quietly behind the scenes. Every leaked detail creates a fresh wave of assumptions. Every small update turns into a conspiracy theory. Authorities have to work twice as hard to protect sensitive evidence from being twisted into something it isn't. While the public sits back and reacts to every new rumor, the real investigation has to continue under pressure. One wrong move could jeopardize the case. One misleading article could push someone crucial into hiding. And one exaggerated rumor could destroy a person's reputation forever, even if the truth later proves their innocence. Kelly's legal team fights back. As soon as news broke about the SAPS raid on Kelly Khumalo's home, her legal team moved fast. They understood the damage that public perception can cause long before any actual evidence is presented in court. A single raid can make a celebrity look guilty even when investigators have not laid a single charge. So her lawyers released strong statements, emphasizing her cooperation with law enforcement and reminding the public that she has legal rights that must be respected. They pushed back against the idea that a search equals wrongdoing and insisted that she deserves the same fair treatment as anyone else under investigation. Their biggest concern right now isn't only what investigators may find, but how the public reacts to the situation. Social media has created a world where opinions turn into facts overnight and rumors spread faster than official statements. Kelly's team knows that once the public decides someone is guilty, any future court ruling becomes irrelevant. They are fighting against that judgment by telling everyone to stay calm, wait for real evidence, and avoid turning speculation into a final verdict. Behind the scenes, damage control has become their full-time job. They are monitoring headlines, responding to media requests, and correcting misinformation before it grows. They are working closely with Kelly to ensure she remains protected emotionally and legally. They know every word she says, every post she shares, and every expression caught on camera will be dissected and used to support one side of the argument. So they are guiding her carefully through each move. The legal team is also preparing for what might come next. If the encrypted data seized during the raid leads to further questioning, subpoenas, or even charges, they want to be ready. That means gathering their own experts, reviewing old case files, and building a narrative that shows Kelly is not someone hiding from the truth. They are treating the situation as a long battle, not a short one. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.